You know, there's a lot of people out there that are interested in the afterlife. Me, I'm one of them. I'm getting close to my finals. And one of the questions that affects a lot of people is, or not affects a lot of people are curious about is why we're here. Why, why am I here? Why are you here? Why is everybody here? And I think one of the things that we have to understand is that um, where were we before we were born? I think we were somewhere. I that's what I hear from so many people who've had a near-death experience. People that have had near-death experiences, they know, they have seen their previous life. They've seen things about their future in probabilities. You can't see your real future, your whole future. You see yourself uh, in probabilities, and then when you live out this existence, you collapse all of the other probabilities. In other words, like it's like all the probabilities are a whole bunch of forks in the road, and you take one. One of those forks collapses all the rest of them. And so the reality, the seriatim, the sequence of events that you, well, I say you, that these people that had these near-death experiences saw in their probabilities before they came here, when they lived out the singular path of their free will, their choice, all the other probabilities basically just go. So who am I to be qualified about talking about near-death experience and that? Well, I'm a writer. I've got 3 books. I just finished my 4th book. 3 books on Amazon. My name is Ivanhoe Chaput. It's a funny last name, Chaput. In French, it's Chaput. When I was growing up, it was Chaput, shot put, shit pot, crap it. You know, who knows what they might have come up with that I didn't even know about. So, but I got real interested in this life and living and our existence when I was a very young boy. And I talk about this in my books. And I was raised Catholic, and I thought God lived inside this little box that was on the altar, you know, and the priest would go in there and he'd open up the curtains and he'd pull out some wine and some bread and just have a good time with God. Uh, and then I got, later on in life, I got interested in the occult. I got interested in astral projection. And 3 times I found myself out of my body. I had a out-of-body experience. It was very, very interesting. I found myself walking out in the side yard, and I was looking at this beautiful spider web that had all these glistening dewdrops on it. And the spider was just beautiful. And I hate spiders. But this spider was beautiful because I think I was in a different frame of mind. And I got so excited, and then I woke up and I went to the window and I went, Jesus, was I really out there? And I looked, and sure enough, there was the spider web, everything just like I had seen it. So this happened to me twice, and then another time I was just a few inches from the ceiling, and I'm going, what the heck am I doing up here? And I looked over to my left, and I saw the top of the closet door. Bam! I slammed back into my bed. The bed jumped. My wife looked at me and said, somebody break in? Somebody break in? And I said, no, I was, like flying around the ceiling. So if getting out of your body is possible, then that means that you can have consciousness without a brain, outside this thinking gray matter. So where's consciousness? Where are you inside here? Well, I don't think you are. I think you're more. And the latest consensus is that the brain is a transmitter receiver to your greater self, your higher self, whatever. That the brain is not the seat of consciousness. the brain is a place where we store information that we gather from our senses and data, books that we read, movies we've seen, places we've been to, the enjoyment of life. A lot of these things are stored in the brain, and I think when you're ready to check out, you upload all this stuff into what's a lot of people call their higher self, their greater self. I wrote a book many years, an unpublished book, about a spirit named Saiey. I talk about Saiey in my book. And Saiey gave me tons of information over a 2.5 year period between 1979 and 1981. And the information that he gave me was, back then I kind of went, yeah, okay, a lot of interesting stuff here, like, who is God, who's the higher self, what's our purpose here, and all this stuff. But now I've read that book again. I've reread it, and it falls right in line with what people who have had these near-death experiences are saying. So, needless to say, I'm real interested in this stuff, and I want to reveal what I know with a group of videos here, a bunch of videos about not just the afterlife, but about how physics. Oh, I love physics. I'm not a physicist, but I've read a stack. I've got a stack of physics books that I could probably build a boat and float across the ocean on. And physics supports near-death experiences. Physicists have described so many things with their mathematics, the mathematics of probabilities, the mathematics of the anomalies that occur in Young's double slit experiment, like the duality, the wave particle duality, and the entangled pairs, and all of these very strange things, are things that appear to be strange, but in another reality on the other side, they're describing heaven. I mean, they've actually mathematically described the very thing they don't believe in. At least most physicists, they don't believe in God and the afterlife, but it has to be provable with the scientific method and experiment. But the more they experiment in these particular areas, the less logical it is. And they go, what the heck? So if you're anything like me, you're living in the question. Question this, question that. That's probably why I made such a terrible student in school. Teachers, I'd always be asking, what about this? What about that? What about this? And the teacher would say, like W.C. Fields, get away from me, kid, you bother me. So anyways, and a lot of history. I mean, my wife bought me a brand new used van here for my 70th birthday last month. So I may not look 70, but I am. And so just join me, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this, even getting off track, off of near-death experiences, because one of my books is called Why People Fight. I'm real curious about why people fight. All right. See you later. Bye.